Good evening. Salam, namaskar. Welcome you all to the Iksula's podcast, the best place to learn about the latest in e-commerce business and tech. My name is Rohit Sanyal, the regional managing director at Iksula. Around 20 years of experience in IT, e-commerce, digital. Your host for this episode, and we have two industry experts guests in the show. I will start with Lenish. With over 20 years of experience in IT management and project delivery, worked across multiple business entities and geography, CIO at Western International Group. Thank you, Lenish, for joining this show. Really appreciate as you find time for us, Lenish. I know you for more than 3 years, as I can see you're a very active speaker in many events, conference, and I always wanted to organize this podcast with you. Finally, we did it. On the other side, I have Anurag, close to 20 years with leading technology companies worked. He worked with various organizations and worked with global e-commerce companies as well. And he is global head strategy and solution at Iksula. Thank you for giving a valuable time. Really appreciate it, Anurag. So in today's episode, we will discuss more on e-commerce experience with generative AI, low code, and AR and VR. That is augmented reality and the virtual reality. I'm sure this will benefit you, all your viewers who are watching right now, making the right decision to choose the right technology and also get to know more about the new emerging tech in the market. Hope you all will enjoy. So stay tuned till the end. As I can see, in 2024, omnichannel commerce will continue to be the priority for the retailers. Business will focus on improving customer experience and making it consistent across channel, drive hyper-personalization, and enable more enterprise system to improve omnichannel efficiency. So let's get started. Lenish, as you know, as a part of my job, I travel across countries. I'm meeting with new people. So this year also, I traveled many countries but mostly all the CIOs, C-level attended many events as well. We have seen a lot of customers coming back to stores, but online continues to play a larger role in the product discovery and customer engagement. This is making business continue to invest in their omni-channel strategy. I hope you agree also, Lenish. So, Lenish,
Yeah,
what do you
yes.
see as a core strategy that business will continue to focus on in 24? Lenish?
Okay. Hi, team. I think aware about me, myself, my name is Lenish. Okay. Just to give a small to his question. So, see now, like after COVID, what I see, like after COVID, things has gone towards e-commerce trend. But after seeing nowadays, like people want to come to the store instead of e-commerce. They wanted to experience the product and take. So there are a technology for that also. It has come in like virtual reality as well as augmented reality and all. So those are the things it is upcoming. So what I feel is like in 2024, it will be an era more VR and AR part as well as AI is something like we have a big hype on the AI part. So that is one thing. And AI, see, there are like inventory management, like optimized inventory part, and also for supply chain, optimized supply chain and all. We are implementing on the big data platform also, so we can have a central data repository also, so that we can have these all information in a central omni-channel platform. This is where like we are also heading towards, and also customers for easiness, whoever comes to our store or see we for us like we concentrate more on the bricks and mortars is what we concentrate more. But actively we are in approach of thinking to make it fully digitalized on the e-commerce front plus AR and VR apps and all and also AI and machine learning. This is all our we are been doing for a long time. We are taking the fruit recently, it started increasing in our businesses and all. And we want to like a paperless approach and all for our organization. All is going smoothly. So 2024, our approach will be entire paperless, fully digitally transferred, and we want to make sure we have a very good experience for the customer, whoever walks into our store or They they connect to internet to get the product selected. All we would make sure a customer journey to be very actively done with proper inventory management as well as the customer journey and for the customer we wanted to show them all the product which they prefer to procure. So like a personalized product recommendation need to be provided. So, so we wanted to have most of the technology also to be incorporated to our business environment. This is how this is it for 2024 we are planning now.
Great. Thank you. So, Anurag, from what Lenish shared just now, so what do you see as a key focus area in the tech for business with a large omni-channel presence? And what are the areas they are actually investing and will be investing in? Anurag?
Sure. So, Rohit, I mean, Lenish has very, what I really liked, the way Lenish highlighted was the experience bit of it. I think that will continue to be extremely important. And the experience also has to be across through the complete process in terms of it'll have to be at every touch point as well as the fulfillment aspect of it, the buying process, the post sales experience. I think everywhere the experience bit and the enablement will become very critical. What we are seeing when we talk to customers in the market is, one, AI will continue to be a big focus. I think 50% of companies, more than that, will increase their investments and will continue to explore more areas where AI can help. And this is obviously, we all know in the last 12 months, we have seen since the launch of ChatGPT, we have seen how the adoption of AI has become a lot more mainstream. We have
Yeah.
moved, while people are still working on machine learning models and using the computer vision and voice recognition. With
Right.
ChatGPT, again, it has become extremely consumerized, and hence it is that adoption will keep on going, and people will continue exploring where it can help. The other aspect is, given that we are now looking to develop a lot more very quick applications, the low code platforms in omni-channel, and there will be multiple areas. They could be on the front end, they could be on driving efficiency at a store level, they could be building quick plugins for the front end or for some certain events or sales or holidays. Those low code platforms will also see a lot of adoption. And the third one we see is the augmented reality and VR, AR and VR. This will be driven more in terms of the momentum forming or due to the device proliferation, the generational aspect of it. And again, this would be a bridge between the pure online space vis-a-vis the brick and mortar, and that would probably drive the overall omni-channel experience a lot more strongly. That's what I'm seeing as of now.
Good. Great. So, Lenish, as Anurag spoke about AI, low code, and AR, VR, according to you, what do you see as the most important application of AI in 2024, next year? And which area are you focusing on to see good results from AI? I know it's very trendy topic. I'd love to hear from you, and I'm sure the viewers or the audience also love to hear more on the insight actually from Lenish. Thank you.
Related to AI part, the people have hyped it. There is a big hype on the artificial intelligence and machine learning part, and we have also started long back on this building the platform for uh, uh, for our internal group. So already the platform is built for us. So we are connected to all the social media as well as all our internal structured data as well as unstructured data. Everything we are collided and made it into a central platform. See here, like a lot of can be analyzed since we have a large, we are long term
Yeah.
company. We are around decade company, so we have digital information itself for 2 decades right now. So these all platforms, with that we can analyze a lot, how what is the behavior of a customer, how based on that, how we need to push promotions, how we can bring in a lot of customers, how optimize the way we can manage our inventory. how like properly like we can make sure our supply chain is managed. So we have a full like information in our plate right now. So now like we have to make sure we are utilizing it properly. Like right now, see, to be frank, like for AI, mostly I've seen places like for chat, like for the chatbot, for a customer area, it has been like taken a big improvement on that area. And then where in the hospital industry, people for the for diagnostic and all, they are utilizing the platform. And then like our marketing department and all earlier used to prepare a pamphlet or like the flyer. It takes a lot of time. Now using AI, they are able to do everything that it's very quick on that area. I'm seeing a lot of development, and then like these are the main things I'm looking at, and like I'm also a lot of things can be automated. Like we are seeing in our organization with AI, we are completed works and all is being done mostly by our digital system only. We don't rely on like all the repeated. We are trying to make it to machine learn like it studies and it suggests us to make it in digital format. So this is all already in place. Like we have done multiple things using AI technology. Like our vendor payment reconciliation and all is right now done by an automated service instead of a person sitting and doing it. So
Right.
that level we have already initiated a lot of technology in our company, and we are looking forward to make sure like we want a lot of things in 2024. Our aim is to make sure we are utilizing our AI plus the lot of solution to be brought in machine learning and all. So this is where we are head taking forward in 2024.
Got it. Got it. Fine. Anurag, what are your views on AI improving omnichannel commerce in 24? And what are some of the applications that have reached the threshold for commercial viability? And which are the one which are still in the experience phase, Anurag?
So Rohit, some of the content creation applications, I think they are reaching a certain stage where they are very commercially viable. Obviously, there are certain limitations to what they can actually do. I mean, a case in point is when we look at copywriting. Uh,
Yeah.
we do need a human layer to one get the tonality right. We need a human layer mm, to look at whether it's not too plagiarized. I think those are still elements where AI is not perfect, but it can significantly improve the productivity. Again, there we do talk about this where customers come with an expectation that can you do can you cut down the effort or by 5x, by 5 or 6 or 7, because now you won't need a human being, and we are like, no, the technology needs to be trained. So even if it is chat gpt 4.0, or if we even if we are training a private LLM, there's a certain amount of effort and time that goes into training it. And still there was going to be a human involved in quality checking it, working with the AI to put it out. So, but we still are seeing now 50 to 60% efficiency that we have already generated. So it's a massive improvement, but there's a long ways to go. A very interesting use case I have seen is what Coke has done with the Masterpiece Gallery, where they have
Yeah.
taken a museum. They're using Gen AI and getting their customers to come and create their own content on that. Now, for brands, user generated content is a great way to create deeper engagement, and I think they are doing it fantastically. So that would be a really good area where I think we will see a lot more happening in 2024.
Yeah. That's
Personal styling assistants, I think that is already happening. AI being used to curate images, to modify images, tag images. I think those are applications which have reached a fairly good degree of maturity. So those will continue. AI chatbots, I think conversational AI paired with Gen AI in terms of research. So I was again, this is an interesting application. We were debating, we were discussing that if you could take a very large product catalog and if you could combine that with the conversational AI agent, the NL who can which has NLP and it can process conversations, and you can train a private LLM on that product data to be able to guide search. For example, if I'm buying an electronics, I I'm buying, let's say, I want to buy a pair of noise cancelling headphones.
Mm.
I, as a consumer, will think from the point of view of what do I need? I need it to be
Yeah.
light. I am gonna use it when I'm gonna go for a run. Now, how does this translate into what the product designers had in mind when they were designing the specs? And I think that would be a very interesting area again to look forward. So 2024, we're gonna see my view is we're gonna see a lot more investment happening, and a lot of these applications reaching a higher degree of maturity and commercial viability.
Great. What about your views on the low code? It's very trending, big buzz. The last few, or even in the after COVID, I can see every now and then people talking about the low code part. How have you seen customer deploy it in omnichannel commerce, Anurag? And can you share some example of where it has worked really well?
Sure. I think low code is again an area where the adoption will grow. The adoption will grow one on the back end. And there's one example. I'll bring up one example that I have here. I think Carrot Lane gave a great example where the product management team adopted low code to build a fairly large portfolio of business applications because they were short on staff on the IT team. So that aspect of I don't have enough developers, or I don't have time to wait for developers, that will definitely drive low code adoption among retail business users. Now, when it comes to it, it is people sitting in the stores, people sitting in category management teams at the HQs or at the back end.
Yeah.
They want to build a certain application. They want to say, okay, can I build an automated application to write copy for certain things? Or do I need an automated application to plug in an APIs from a image modification service, but I also need a UI based front end where I can train two interns to do it. Those are use cases where low code will find a lot of validity, or a lot of application. It already is. We also do that. My team also drives that, has been using that for the last 18 months or so. Second use case which we have seen is people who need a lot of front end changes. Now, technically, you could say this is not a low code platform, but it actually is. When you want to transform the web page creation process from a developer coding the HTML and the front end to pre-built components that you can reuse, connected to a database, and automatically those get populated when you need a new page. So those are really becoming popular. I think two or three big customers, large financial institutions, who need to change the front end when every time there's a rate change, or they're launching a new product, or they're launching a new promotions, they have already started using some of these very quickly. Third example, what I have seen is when people are building headless front ends. Again, a headless front end can be extremely complex, but not everything needs to be coded from scratch. So a low code headless front end where 60-70% of components can be pre-built as a low code strategy or in a low code model
Yeah.
is being adopted. VTEX is a great example for that. And then it is obviously democratizing it. We see a lot of front end applications in terms of people are building plugin games or quizzes or spin a wheel. Those again will find applications onto that.
Amazing, Anurag, great insight. Lenish, so have you seen low code being deployed in omni-channel commerce? Could you share some example and your thoughts of whether it actually really give a significant benefit to the organization? Yeah.
To be frank, we haven't implemented, but I can give my general opinion on this.
Yeah.
See, actually, what I understood from the market is the next 3 years, we just need to know language, meaning it can be English or Arabic or Hindi. Only the languages are required for and some pauses. Yes. So in future, I don't think if the low code, no code is going to be a great success. I'm sure the developers will be reduced more, and then it come to the process, the business team members itself can start utilizing the platform to build an e-commerce site or mobile application. All these things, I'm seeing in next 2 to 3 years, I see there is a big shift towards this no code and no code one. So this just wanted to highlight.
Interesting.
Actually, Rohit,
Yeah.
just follow up.
Yeah.
See, we have already talking about Gen AI writing code, and now, yeah, we all agree that the code can be buggy and it's not entirely original. But what will also happen? I mean, this is a punt I am making. It's my personal bet that the low code frameworks will get integrated with conversational AI, and probably they will even train large language models. And as Lenish said, I can describe in English what I am expecting as a functionality. The machine utilizes low code, it utilizes conversational AI, and it utilizes LLMs, and it builds out what I need. The code is at the back end, but for the end user, for the citizen user, citizen developer, as we say, I don't have to wait for somebody who knows MongoDB, or somebody who can do HTML code, or somebody who can build out a Java application to come. I won't have to wait for them to come and do it. I can build this out using or a combination of these tools, and I think that's something we might see coming out in the next 12 to 18 months as well.
Well, great. So, Lenish, again, we discussed AI, low code. Now we are in the last point, the topic, that is AR, VR, so augmented reality, then VR application. And even I can see there's a lot of hype is there in the last few years, again, after COVID as well. Right. So in the last 2 years, even the business was getting ready to sell in the metaverse. Those expectations have been rationalized. How do you see AR, VR application grow in the next year, 2024?
My personal opinion, say I've seen the last 4 5 years, people were talking only about metaverse, augmented reality, and virtual reality. See, I feel we are our older generation is not able to adapt this VR concept, but
Yeah.
the existing generation, they are full-fledged into this virtual reality part and all AR part. So I feel if you see in a 5 years or 10 years, in a decade time, I feel like everything will be virtual reality. To give a small example, a few of my friends this region also have done for his retail operation. They, if in an hypermarket, if they wanted to select some products, like if I have to buy a milk, or if I want to select some items and all, we can go there, select that product, see how that product looks, and then select to the cart. To that level, they have developed. But I'll say it is not successful for a retail concepts and all that, but it is successful for furniture, or for the retail real estate type of business and all. It's full for example, IKEA and all, they are doing this in a full-fledged way.
Yeah, that's true.
For people can check, see how this furniture looks or fit in our room, and then take a call. Like we can decide and we can order. So to that level, it has brought in. Also, retail fashion also there for that industry, and spectacles industry, those are widely utilizing this VR AR concept. And I'm seeing this in 2024. I don't see much on that, but for sure in next after 4 5 years, I see that to be a big change over when the new generation comes in. For sure, they're going to adapt AR and VR is the concept is going to be the future for sure.
Got it. It's a long way actually. Good. Got it. Anurag, what is your view? I mean, what impact will come as per you, in AR VR parts in 2024?
See, what we are seeing is, and
Yeah.
specifically my personal view, I think there is a lot of, again, democratization happening. I mean, it was last week I was talking to someone, and this is a D2C brand. It's a spectacle brand, and they've gone and tested, taken the Instagram kit, and they've built out the virtual filters for their glass for the spectacles. And I don't think it took them a very large team. It was a quick effort. It may not be for, let's say, the most sophisticated of users, but that's not who they are targeting. What they are doing is Ray-Ban also has that. So, and they are able, with the tools available right now, given by these platforms, they are end users are able to create those business applications which serve that purpose, driving deep engagement with customers, making it fun, driving deep engagement using Instagram filters. I think that's one great application which will
Mhm.
keep happening, and it will keep happening more and more, especially when, because now D2C brands or even most consumer brands are looking to drive deeper engagement with customers and understand their behavior. I think that's really going to happen. We have also seen luxury brands like YSL Beauty. They have tried virtual try-ons. I would say the first time I heard of a virtual try-on for apparel was about 20 years ago. Infosys was building something called a magic mirror, or if I remember correctly. But that from there till now, the concepts have remained the same. The technology, the computing, the technology, the ability to the devices, the cameras, the sensors in your mobile devices. I think those have there's not even a comparison in what is how we have moved in the last 20 years. And I think with those use cases, the technology will keep evolving more and more. So it will become more lifelike, more real life. When I want to try a jacket, or I want to try a shirt, or somebody wants to try a pair of glasses, they will keep investing, because at the end these technologies do drive conversion. Because now, and this is where it connects to the omni-channel experience of it, I may want to come to a store to feel the fabric, but the act of trying five different clothes or shirts or trousers in a store is not the most pleasurable for a lot of people right now. So I think those aspects will drive this. But when you extend this to other areas, you extend it to retail services or personalization. I mean, using AR models or augmented reality models to provide services within, let's say, a mall or a physical facility. It could be cleaning, it could be response systems, it could be emergency management. Those are areas where augmented reality is finding significant application. I mean, we are seeing it with customers. There was another app we evaluating. I put some examples here that we are seeing. Another area we are seeing is, if you have a buyer who is an online buyer, who you understand what they are looking for, and they walk into a store, does your app guide them to the right area? And can you curate? So now, this is a combination of what you know about them, that's the data angle, how
Mhm.
you are assembling that data, that's personalization, and then how you are manifesting that in the real world for them by giving them a glide path through the store. If it's a large 50,000 square feet departmental store, the users don't want to go here and there. You can actually guide them a path. Okay, this is where you want to go, but you may also want to check these
Right.
accessories, and you may want to go get to this point, and this is where you can go in trial room, and this is how you can click a picture, and this is how you can share. So a lot of that will get integrated. But yes, there's another example I like to share is this real estate company which was selling land parcels, and they wanted to map out the entire location, so that when I am looking at a piece of land, this is not interior, this is exterior. I can, as of now, if I want to buy a parcel of land, what I would do is I would depend on a Google Earth image, which could be 6 months old or a year old, and granularity and views are certain limited. I mean, Google Street Vision is now available in many places, but still. But with this, what they were trying to do is they were trying to map out how this entire area looks and how you can build your own property or your own building in that area. I think that's a very interesting application, but it's expensive. I think AR depends on the devices people are using. The content you need to create comes with a fairly high price tag, the content creation, the content production for that. And providing this is computing intensive, so you will expend money on that. So what customers will look at is it'll be for more high ticket items where you can drive benefits, like maybe for apparel you drive lesser, much lower rate of return if you embed that, or you're selling a package like IKEA does with the virtual design room. Those are areas where you will see faster application of VR and AR.
Fantastic. Great, Anurag and Lenish. I think this is very insightful discussion. Though we have interest of time, but I think it's very nice conversations going on. By the way, what advice would you give to the business who are starting to invest in this area, Lenish?
See, I will see technology is what is everything. I will not say everything, but there are lots of things through technology we can achieve the business revenues as well as to make things simple, to reduce the cost, optimize a lot of things. So I prefer to adopt to new technologies, but not to waste money, something it doesn't works out. So we have like a lot of things in our mind, but for the business, if it is surely value add, for sure we have to invest if the cost is more also. So this is where is what we are thinking, and we are planning to make it everything paperless, everything through the technologies. It has to be technology is there, means the data is there in the our system, so that a lot of analysis, a lot of informations are there, a lot of analytical side, a lot of prediction can be done. So a lot of things can be done if you are utilizing technology properly for this growth. This is what I wanted to say.
Great. Great. What about Anurag? Your views?
I think I think people will keep investing, people will keep exploring this year. But the few observations we have, I personally work with a lot of customers. What I think is the first and foremost is to keep it a little real. I think what we started on, what Lennis mentioned earlier around metaverse, I think that was extremely inflated expectations. I mean, people were rushing to build virtual objects and virtual dresses. I don't remember one example, but this virtual shoe was being created that I'm going to wear in the metaverse. I think those were very, very exaggerated expectations, both from what consumers would buy and what technology could do and how it would be used. And we have the examples. What we feel is when you keep it real, when you keep a slightly more realistic view of what can be achieved, things work well, and over time it develops into something much more powerful. I think a great area I always find, not related to omni-channel, but I always find very relevant is aircraft engine maintenance. I mean, creating a digital twin which can monitor the engine 24/7, uh, predict maintenance, predict any possible issues that might happen. I think those are very real world applications which have very manifested, very tangible benefits. So in case of AI, for example, the ability to increase the productivity of the product copy team, or the ability to manage to curate those images, to run data quality processes on that, those are some things which are not as glam, but phenomenal amount of benefits that they bring to the organizations. Those are areas we have to do. Creating virtual avatars, I think it's going to be at a fun level, and they have to be leveraged, like the Coke masterpiece example I gave. So finding the right use and doing those expectations, similarly for AR, similarly for low code, I think if somebody tries to build extremely complex application, highly scalable, extremely complex, I don't think a low code approach will work. you will have to go and write bespoke code because the complexity is much higher. So those are important aspects to be considered. Working very closely with business teams, again, very important. I mean, Lenish is probably the best suited to advise us on this, but
Yeah.
unless there is a very deep, close alignment, deep understanding between what the tech team wants to do and what the business needs, projects don't turn out really well. So I think those are important areas. And third, again, as Lenish also highlighted, investment would be key. I mean, AI is not cheap. AI is expensive. And unless there is a clear appetite and there is a clear direction to what needs to be done, it would not be a great idea to start. So figure out what is needed. I think businesses would do well to define their key goals and then invest in tranches and start seeing the results. I think those are my 2 cents, if I may, if I could add.
Amazing. Perfect. So I think basically, let me conclude the whole session. So we discuss AI, low code, and emerging technologies. We are, in fact, the 2024. I think the message, what I can understand from this interesting conversation, I think most important part before investing, I think the consultation is very important, and with the right person, who actually knows all these things. Because as you all said, because it's not so easy, right? There is a path. So I think consultation is very important. After that, doing this investments, good. All right. So again, thank you both of you. Thanks, Lenish. I really again appreciate you find time for us. It's a very interesting conversation. Really like it. Anurag, thank you so much for joining this conversation. Now. We this is our first episode and first podcast. Even I was very excited actually. We'll be back soon in January with our new episode, and we'll talk more interesting areas in the e-commerce part, And again, thanks to all the viewers who are actually online. I cannot able to see you guys, but again, thanks to everyone. Right, I request please give a like, and if possible, you can share to other as well, because this is a very interesting, and the people who have joined the other audiences, so the entire Middle East, Asia Pacific, again, thanks to everyone. Right, this podcast will be available on our website. Please check on that, and Apple Podcast and Spotify, the distribution channel, you will see that, and please also check our website to listen more episodes. Right. Again, thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
Everyone,
much for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
thanks,
Thanks,
Lenish.
Thanks, Lenish.
Bye.
Thanks, Anurag.
Everyone.
Yeah.